Hello, welcome to my little video of 3 knives that I made. These are Morris Kochanski tribute knives. These are modeled after the version he makes that uses discarded bandsaw blades from the forest industry and broken hockey sticks for the handles. This bottom one here is my favorite. It actually fits my hand the best of these three. The excellent size for my size of hand. The blade here is a Mora bushcraft black blade. I removed the handle from the original blade and I put it in this one. That's black walnut. This cap here, as that one there, is not really separate. It's actually black walnut, and I made it black with a Sharpie marker. The purpose, though, other than making it look nice, was to help disguise the imperfections of the routing that I made to help insert the blade into the handle. Now the handles are actually two-piece. You could barely see a skunk stripe. I think you could see it on this one more better. There's a skunk stripe. That shows that it's a two-piece handle, as all of these are. And I wrote out the insides to match the tangs. Then I glue them together. And the skunk stripe effect, this line here, is produced by the JB Weld, which turns gray when you mix it. But you could also use clear epoxy and kind of give it a more faint look. It depends on what your preference is, whether you like a skunk stripe or not, or if you want it more hidden. So I've done both just to do that. These two knives here are made with BPS knife blades. The original knife blade, as this one here is 30 millimeter from spine to edge. This one here I ground the top off to 27 millimeter. The result is I end up with a slightly more narrow handle top to bottom, because this right here, although this right here I think is my best looking of the three, it's actually very comfortable, but it's tall. It's the tallest of the three. This one here is the smallest, and this is excellent for my hands. And the way I made the blades on these two is they actually come as a 5-inch blade with a short 3.5-inch tang. I ground off the part of the blade from the top down and from the bottom upward, thus creating an extra tang section that necks down to the original tang all the way, and it comes through. That way I have a full-length tang hidden in the blade, in the handle, with a 3.5-inch blade. That's what all these are. The 3.5-inch blade lengths have always been my favorite length for knives. And as it turns out, it's also the span of my hand, as recommended by Morris Kochanski for a knife that would fit the user. They all have full-size handles with a slight bit of sticking out front and back. That way you have a very comfortable handle. He really emphasizes comfort when using a knife for long periods. And these style of handles inspired by hockey sticks are very neutral. You can hold these at any kind of grip and there'll be no hot spots. These are all very comfortable. This one being most comfortable for me because it's smaller and I got small hands. The idea with these also is to have a continuous curve. These BPS blades almost offer that. There's a maybe 3/4 inch straight, then the curve. And this one here is obviously the Mora blade. It's a lot longer straight, then it has a curve. Morris Kochanski favors a continuous curve. Well, I'm not a knife maker that grinds steel at this time, so I'm using the blades as they are, as they come from the factory, and I'm only putting handles on these knives, trying to teach myself how to do this. So these are my 3 Morris Kochanski knives, tribute knives to the late great Morris Kochanski. Thank you. Bye bye.